commentary was fun and informative.
Hell yeah, Gordo. Thank you, man. All right, here we go. Let's go. So, rotations. Let's do... The easy one is the T block. Easy one's the T block.
What is this? This is 401?
This is 401. So you don't want to set this up, right? I got the T block immediately. You do not want to set this up because there's only one piece that can attack this formation, okay? And you got to understand when the piece falls, you can just rotate it and like that. I fortuitously set up a zebra rotation. So look at this, okay? Do you see where the space it's occupying? When you flip it, it favors the left. That's why you can't flip these on the other side of the screen there. Let's see here. How do I want to? Okay, let's set this up, right? So I can't flip the Z block on the left side of the screen because it's going to occupy a space off the screen.
So you may have noticed in just general play that if you're against the wall, you can't rotate a piece a certain way. And it's the same, right?
Right, it's the same general concept. Okay. We're back to the double well again. I'm just going to slime a Tetris because I want to.
Double wide well.
Double wide well.
We've learned the error of calling it just a double well.
So now, let's do the other S rotation. So what are we doing here? How do we set this up? Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is the other S rotation.
Yeah.
Right? So now, again, you kind of see the space it occupies. So visual cues. As soon as that bottom block touches your stack, that's your visual cue that you can rotate it. That's your visual cue. It's great to have those visual cues. Okay. What are we doing? Okay, let's do another visual cue here. This is the other Z block. Hopefully I get it. See, usually I would kind of rotate that and attack it that way. Okay, here we go. This one's a little tougher because it's a non-visual cue. When you create that kind of like too wide well. All right, here's another one. This is without being a part of the well. You can still do it kind of out here, as long as you see that visual cue of it touching down. Let's do a line flip here. This is very high to do a line flip. Let's drop this down. Okay. Now, line flip is much trickier. Line flip, do you see how it favors the right side on its rotation? No, you can't see it there. Again, visual cue, as soon as it touches that bottom stack, as long as you have that stack to cue off of, that's a great way to kind of, here, we'll do it again. See, now you don't have a visual cue. This is a lot tougher for me just to do these kind of out and about, right? Much tougher without having that base of it touching down. A lot of it is a visual cue for me, specifically because I don't play with sound.
Does the line have to be like 1 or 2 blocks below where you're trying to flip it into?
So yeah, the line, here I'll show you the axis of rotation on a line. This one we got to do a couple times because it's honestly pretty, it's not
that intuitive.
Yeah. Okay. It flips, you can't really see it, but it flips to around its bottom right. It flips around its bottom right. Is this making sense to people? Okay. Let's watch. Visual cue now. This is perfect. Right? It flips low and to the right, if that makes any sense.
It kind of flips up 1, though.
Right.
From its very bottom square,
it flips around. This is without a constraining upper kind of thing, which is interesting.
So if you were at the very bottom and there was if there was room for it at the very bottom, you couldn't flip that in.
No.
It needs to be at least one off the ground?
It needs to be at least one off the ground.
Okay.
Because it's pulling itself up off of the ground.
One square.
One square.
Got it.
But just lower right is the swing thought there. Lower right. And that's rotations.
What about the square spin?
If you hyper tap it, you can't even see that it's spinning. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see how no one saw its rotation? Here, I'll do it again. It looks like it's just staying still.
Mm-hmm. You didn't do any L spins.
I did one L spin. Didn't I?
Did you?
Thought I did. Okay, let's do an L spin.
Did you not want to do any?
Let's do an L spin. So this L, again, will occupy. That's tough to learn off of because there was no base cue. So let me try to do with a base. This is a good base. Okay, this is a good base. This is a good base. We're not going to use that L. Not going to use any of this stuff. Here we go. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So as soon as it touches the stack, visual cue, boom, you're in. Again, you cannot do that on the other side.
So you can't really...
So this one, watch this. You see how it favored higher one, right?
And that's because you hit it then.
So you can't do this. This is not a spin that you can hit.
Oh.
You cannot.
You need to have the 2 gap because it flips up.
Yes.
Interesting. I don't think I knew that.
You don't need the 2 gap, but you need. You can't do it on the bottom one. That's a Z spin. That's you can't attack it. You need the Z to attack that.
Huh.
And then there's like another one.
Right, because of the rotation. So the bottom part of that L, that bottom square, needs to be 1 lower to flip into that position, and your stack was blocking it from getting there to flip in.
And that's what's up.
Interesting. Hey, thanks.
Anytime, guys.
Thanks. And you do recommend going on level 0.
Show us super slide.
Going on level 0 to really learn the rotation spots.
Yeah.
Because you can see it.
Practice those, and then when you do them in, it's just a matter of once you know the rotation, it's just a matter of timing, and most people can time that within the frame. It takes some practice, and just even setting up those spins. It's probably harder to do that on a misdrop. It's easier to set up the conditions of those spins with like kind of known combinations. Don't be afraid to sprinkle that kind of stuff into your game. Really gives you a lot of flexibility. And thank you for that follow. Hopefully that follows because I was able to set up all those spins so easily.
Mm-hmm.
And I even shared the secret infinite O spin.
Alright. Well, you turned all the music off.